o'clock, I'm gonna call the Dunbarton Board of Selectmen meeting to order for Thursday, February 20th, 2020. All three selectmen are present, town administrator is present, recording secretary is present. Mr. Lee Martell is recorded for the benefit of the citizens of Dunbarton. Thank you, Leo. Okay, gentlemen, we have minutes first.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the regular minutes of February 13th, 2020's week. I don't think they're amended though.
They're not.
I didn't
They're
see
not
it.
amended.
So as
Written.
yeah, as written.
I'll second that. Any discussion, gentlemen? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Very good job.
absolutely.
I'm the only one that wrote it, Jeff.
Sure wasn't much reading.
Okay, I'm gonna open up for public comment. If you have a comment, and just state your name, please. Back row, second row, no? And, okay, you're on the agenda, and on for arts of the comment, I take it. Yes, you are, okay. Back to the board. Don, I'm gonna give you, you're gonna speak for arts of the comment.
She's gonna speak.
Okay,
Come on up.
come on up.
Okay.
We'll let you come to the front.
First row, please.
First of all, thank you for having us here, and we just wanted to ask permission, can I say?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
Thank you.
It's informal.
All right.
This is Edith Larson, by the way. Thank you.
We just want to, ask permission once again to have Arts on the Common this coming, May 9th and 10th. It will be the fundraiser for the Town Hall Restoration Project. And last year, you very kindly, helped us with the difference, since we do have to have a handicap porta potty. And I called the service that we've used for the last many, many years, only to find out they have been sold. A company that's working on Idaho has taken it over. It almost doubled. It went from $425 for the standard and a handicap and cleaning and delivery and pickup and all that to $687. So I've got a crack researcher, our daughter, at home. She's going to try and see if we can't find something else. But
An
what's-
alternative company.
yeah, what's happening, we're finding out, is places are getting bought up. And, they're swallowing up the little places. So there's only 2 in Concord that I found. And
Is
so-
that when Dave's septic?
Yes, that was Dave's.
They
And,
get bought?
Yep.
yeah, so, once I do find out and secure the absolute best price I can, would you be willing to consider doing what you did last year to make up the difference?
Absolutely, I think the board is consensus of approving that, gentlemen. Yes, okay, we
Okay.
definitely would support that.
Good.
And it's a true benefit to the town, for the small amount of money we're paying, the town will benefit
Yeah.
greatly.
Yeah.
Not only from the arts and the common, I mean, the vendors will also benefit. Thing is, it's a nice activity, money, some of the profits are rolled into the renovation project, so I think it's a win-win for the town. I think we're in consensus that it's a good thing to do.
Okay,
Do you wanna make a motion?
For clarification, what are we, how much?
Well, the other thing too is, I think, why don't we hold off till you get your final numbers?
yes,
And then we'll make clarification, because the board had talked a little bit earlier, and if the prices come in reasonable enough, I think that, we may even fund that entire, just the handicap portion of it.
oh, that would be
Okay.
wonderful.
So, if you can come in with some good reasonable numbers, we'll take a look at that when you come back in.
Okay,
Does that sound fair?
that's
Yeah.
very nice, and I'll check as many, sources as I can on it.
And let her know it's a municipality, there may be a discount, I'm not positive.
Non-profit, yeah.
Nonprofit.
Oh, yeah, I stress that, I always tell
Okay.
them, nonprofit.
Now, May 9th and 10th, what's the weather forecast?
Perfect.
Sunny's right, it's gonna be about 68, a soft breeze to keep the bugs away.
You might wanna check with Rainey.
We gotta have a little bit of humor along the way.
Oh, heavens, yes.
He may put off the storm from town meeting and put it off till May, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, just please let it be good.
Just out of contingency, have you thought about an alternative date in case there is a bad date, just out of curiosity? No?
We never do rain or shine. Pat started the tradition years ago of Mother's Day weekend, and that's it,
Okay.
rain or shine, and so.
But as I recall, we had a two episodes where one day was rainy and the other day did super well.
Yeah.
when the sun
Right, we actually
broke.
canceled it one day because it was
Torrential.
torrential rain all day, and the vendors were really happy, they're like, we don't wanna be there, nobody wants to be there, so it all worked out.
Okay,
Nobody wanted.
And
to
then we
work.
were really busy, and people did just as well on 2 days as on one day as they would have done on two.
I just ask that you make the appropriate coordinations with the police department, because they're
Oh,
gonna be
yes.
auxiliary
We already
supporting.
talked to
Yeah.
Dan and.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's well aware of that,
Yeah.
but we'll touch base with him as it gets closer.
Absolutely, okay. Any
Wanna-
other
You know, I
concerns?
just wanna thank you guys for all that effort, that's a very, very good project for the town, and, you guys put a lot of effort in to make it work good.
We've been jokingly calling ourselves a tripod.
So try- And if one of us breaks,
One of them pulls away, the other two, so. Okay, well, thank you
Okay.
very much, we appreciate
you.
it.
We appreciate you, what you all do.
Be sure to show up, it'll be great, we'll have more good food.
All right,
The thing is, what I like to sign up is the baskets.
Oh, there you go, oh, they're really gonna be good this year, I've already started working on it.
Okay.
We soon can't use our garage, but it's worth it.
and we already have over 40 vendors.
Yes, she's been knocking it out of the
That's
park with
great.
Oh,
vendors.
yeah, yeah.
Pat does all the vendors and she does a real good job with them.
Money's
Again.
rolling in.
Thank you.
But we're gonna get 60 this year.
Oh, yeah, didn't we have 60 last year?
Yeah, we started advertising it on, New Hampshire 360, December, January?
January.
Yeah.
It starts in January, that's
Yeah.
when we start
So,
getting
Well, I think some of the
vendors.
vendors realize that it is a money-making opportunity for them, and so.
Oh, yeah.
why
Yes,
don't-
it is.
It's one of the best
Yeah.
fairs around.
And it's early in the season where you don't have to compete with them anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and with Dawn and all this advertising on TV and everything, no other festival does that.
Yeah.
You just have to compete with the mothers.
Yes, I know, that's the only rough. bring
that's
them
how
on
come we
here,
come
so-
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Bring them, yeah, bring them over.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much.
Okay, you're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you.
guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Stay
We'll
with
see you
that.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, moving right along. We have, how many copies of the town warrants to be signed, Lee?
Four copies.
And how many signatures on each? Lots.
There's, the warrant itself, there's 3 locations, and the budget is just the front page, so
Well,
each
each
has a.
take one.
So, yeah, I was just thinking the same.
Spread the wealth.
And I've got them flagged,
Okay.
make it easy.
For the benefit of the public, what we're doing, we're signing the official warrants to go forward, the warrant and the articles to go forward for the town meeting in the election.
Here too, huh?
There's one on the first page
Yeah.
previous, you saw that?
On this page,
And-
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
You're right.
need you to fill in the dates, please?
I will. I'll post that tomorrow morning. And that's the warrant.
Yeah, I'm good with this one, I'll grab this one, Lee.
Please do. Lean, I wanna say thank you to their hard work getting this out. I know your office has been short-staffed, but it's nice that you didn't let that stop you from getting the job done.
Like trying to bring their heights up,
Say again?
trying to bring their heights up.
Okay. Up to you,
This one, me, Lee?
I believe, you check it out,
Yep.
okay?
Someone's missing a signature on that one? Is that
This
Mike?
one's Mike's.
Okay,
And this one?
yes.
Yeah, the one in the very front.
Okay. This is coming in next. Either these mailed in or hand delivered?
I usually hand deliver the one that I'll post at the school, and post one outside here. There's, one for the DRA that will get mailed with the
Did I
town
sign this
report,
one already?
and the town clerk gets hers hand delivered as well.
Okay.
Start with the front.
I usually put it on the, website as well.
Okay, done.
And this one's done.
I think that's the last one.
Just had a few more days.
That's all right, we'll go through. So happy about that. We can go to the town meeting on this.
Did Mike miss that one?
Michael missed this one too.
Okay. That's what I have help for.
I saw you wearing glasses, but. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm not a thick skinned.
Hey,
It's lonely at the top. For another month?
what do you got? Another month you got glasses?
No, I'm gonna be replaced.
Cause you can't read.
Can't read.
This one? I'll make sure. Robert's on that one. That's the one you're off of.
I think you just,
I'll make
you
sure, yeah.
guys are just taking the
I'm
tabs off.
making you, giving you a hard time.
I know, you're taking the tabs off so I don't see them.
The front one.
Front one, got it, thank you, sir.
Nobody can tell who I am when I sign, so.
He's looking.
Okay, thank you.
There we go.
Okay, I'm gonna go through some, town business. Gentlemen, I got a call from Rainey this morning, and just talked about the election, for the town election. I just wanna make sure, Lean, could you notify, Woody, the procedure we followed last time was good, him meeting 4 o'clock, but before he goes to 4 o'clock, he picks up the stuff from the town clerk, brings it down there. He'll meet him on that Monday prior to the election day to set up. Gentlemen, I don't think we need to spend a lot of time down there for election day, we can go down there for a little while, but it won't, I think we spent too much time last time, so I think, we can make it shorter.
You talking about setup? Mike?
Setup time, okay.
I don't even know if we need to show up during setup. We have the employees going there, and I don't think there's much for us to do.
You wanna delay that, Bob? That may be the case, I think we sat
You
around.
know, I'll probably show up short, just
Yeah,
make sure there's no glitches.
all right.
All right, we'll make it a short, let's concentrate on making a shorter visit, we won't stay the entire time. Dave, since you're running, I'd like to have you, recommendation was that you be recused from participating as a election official. However, you can, I suggested that, to Rainey, that we get a pro tem town, and I would recommend if you can identify someone, doesn't have to be for the whole day, if we get someone even for half a day, it would take a little burden off me and Bob, so, Bob we can do other things besides be tied to,
Okay.
okay, I appreciate that. Is that all right with you, Bob?
Yeah.
Okay. He
I'll
was,
have a suggestion for next meeting.
that'd be fine. And, he felt, overall, he felt it was the last election was good, and, he's looking forward to working with us to make sure this one goes smoothly too. Okay, so it was a good conversation I had with him. That's all he had to report at this time. So it's election. Now I'm gonna go to the, general town business. We have, I have good news to report to the town. We are live with our solar panels. Solar panels are actually generating electricity.
It's actually a website, you can go on, Leo, to see what we're generating each day as well.
Maybe we
what
should put
is
that
the
on the
website?
website.
On the, yeah, so people can look at that.
So we'll put it on the town's website,
Okay.
so everybody will look it up, but they are working some glitches out. The numbers may not be 100% accurate right now.
Yeah, cool.
And so I'm optimistic that we can, it'll prove to be a good savings of dollars for the town. And so, we finally got it, we're green, we're going. Okay, we got the update from, a weekly update from Woody for the transfer station. He has some broken windows, Bob, you looked at them and Dave looked at them. He's already working out an issue to get them repaired.
They were on a garage door, and we went down, took a look at the quality of the door. The door's in very good shape still, so granite state glass will just replace the panes of glass.
Okay. So he's still working on Sousa signs to get lettering in the Newtown truck, it's a work in progress. We read all that, I just wanna make that noted.
Well, one thing I want to tell Lean, I did not ask Woody to make sure that the new glass were tempered, but since those are in vulnerable spots, let's get tempered on the new glass.
You think so? Yeah.
That way if somebody does hit it, it'll
Be safer.
yeah.
Agreed.
I didn't ask Woody to do that when I was there, so.
It's basically an automobile class, same as if they
Right.
put it on the wheels, yeah. Okay, did we all see the ad for the proposed ad?
The truck, yeah.
Yep, a few,
Well, we see it right on the line, so.
yep.
The transfer station pickup truck is for sale. It's on our website. And the lowest bid, minimum bid is $3,000.
Right, and I think we can review, if we did get no bids, we can review the price down the road. But I think that's a good starting point as a recommendation from the transfer station manager, Woody, and that's a good starting price. This can be posted, Lean, on the website?
There it is.
Okay, thank you. Let's say the bulletin, and I just wanna brag about the master plan. Was completed this year, earlier this year, was signed off and went live. There'll be 20 copies were made, they can be viewed here. There's gonna be 2 copies in the library, it's also online. But it's an effort done by the planning board, which gives the direction and gives a good snapshot of what's going on in the town and gives us the vision for the future. And it was well done, and, but, by the way, the printing was done at the state prison, to save dollars, it was worked out well. If we need more copies, they can print more copies, but I give kudos to the building department, Donna, for putting that together and making it happen, and kudos to the planning board as a whole for working on that over the last several years. So, we had an opportunity to take a look at that. All right, I'm gonna go back to Lee, do you have anything?
No, I do not. Still working on my deadline items between New Hampshire retirement, unemployment security. Primex just sent me another one that's due in a couple of weeks. It's information that they need to either set our rates for our
Okay,
insurance and whatnot. And then I'm slowly starting to get back into my reconciling, so.
okay. And I saw our financial clerk working last night diligently fixing the books and
She's doing a really good
fixing the
job
books, that sounds
fixing the
terrible.
books.
Paying the bills.
That sounds good.
Paying the bills. But it was nice to see you last night working diligently, and so it was good. Dave, I'm gonna go to you first.
I have nothing new other than looking at those windows. The rollers did come in for the gates at the transfer station, I understand, but they had to get longer bolts that Fasten Master did not have in stock, so those bolts should be in early this week, so hopefully our gates will be up and functioning at the transfer station next week.
Very good.
Lean, I had one other thing, we had delayed one action item till after town meeting, just to give a little breather space. Do you remember what that action item was?
I think it was the delegation part. I know I have a couple packets I'm pending, I have set aside. You wanted to know the order of, ranking order of delegating and reporting to for, is that
Oh,
the one
yes.
that you're talking about? That's the only one I can think of. I've got 4 packets already set aside.
Yeah, maybe we should just look back at the
The
previous minutes and see.
look for that.
I don't remember what the action item was, but we put it off until after voting, so I know that's gonna come up shortly here.
Yep. Okay, if you look at that, Lean, that'd be great. Anything else, Dave?
Nope, that's
So
it.
Bob, to you?
No, the only thing was getting the building inspector to inspect, the possible junkyard or whatever you want to
Right.
call it. And I brought that to your attention that he may wanna coordinate that with the chief.
Right, and as a follow-up, Bob did call me about that incident. The identified gentleman, sometimes could be a challenge to work with, leave it at that. And so I think it's, we're just making sure all parties are safe, and as we pursue down this path.
And the other thing was that I know that the, I guess the cruisers went up Tenny Hill Road today, slowly, but the FedExes and UPSs fly up and down that road.
They still do.
Yeah, well,
Today, they went slow. UPS and FedEx. And someone must have talked to them because they went very slow today. Going by one way and back, I was like amazed.
Maybe they had a talking to.
Somebody must have talked to
You
them.
you could read the writing on the truck then, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was unbelievable when I saw them go by, I was like, look how slow they're going, you know? So,
Well,
unless there was ice in that spot, you know?
okay.
So they were going slow today,
Well, that's-
somebody must have
that's-
talked to them.
Good news is good news.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll go with that.
yeah.
Going back to the junkyard issue,
Yes.
one thing I hadn't thought about at the previous meeting when we handed that off to the building and zoning department. That was an anonymous letter, unsigned
Correct.
by the complainant.
Yes.
How do we typically respond to unsigned complaints at the town office? I thought, after I left the meeting, I got to thinking about that, and I thought that the complaint typically have to be signed.
Well,
I think that typically though, once an issue that could become a hazard is brought to someone's attention, they have to follow at least with a letter saying that there's been a complaint and that, and only word or reference the zoning to try to get them to comply.
I just wanted to get a feel for the board and what they felt about it.
well, the
I
thing
know
is,
that the previous ones we had worked with, when I've been on the board, they've always been signed complaints.
yeah, I think it's, I have no problem with anonymity. I think it's, if it's what I call a nuisance complaint it will be easily recognized as a nuisance complaint if someone is trying to get at someone.
if it's factual, I think that it needs to be looked at, cause if it doesn't exist, if it is no violation, we'd know really quickly, but you have to understand that, you know, sometimes people could feel intimidated if they speak out, cause they probably live in the area. So, you know, cause the person said they live on that road,
Yeah,
you know, and so, I mean, they might feel intimidated, but we don't know, you know? So it's probably better.
I guess I understand both sides of the situation, but the, if you look at the situation that was brought up there and you looked around town and just drove around town, you'd see there's more than just one of those situations, so I don't know how we react with an anonymous letter on one and we don't look at the entire town.
But at the same time, I don't have the building inspector drive around town looking for violations. I think it's, you can only react to what you know.
I
And
mean,
so,
he may be able to dismiss it as well, after he inspects
Absolutely.
it. You know, if all the vehicles are registered and whatnot.
It could be a big nothing, so I think is, to dismiss it without even looking at it, I think it's our responsibility just to at least look at it and make a determination.
Okay. I know the other ones that we looked into, they were signed complaints, that, you know.
Yeah, I think is, I can see where there might be some problem, if you had a butter to your neighbor who was, you were at loggerheads with, it could be a situation, and the thing is, you don't wanna escalate where you get two neighbors actually doing something they regret in the future. And so maybe this is one way they felt intimidated, but I'm not gonna speculate, I just say, we're gonna look at it, if it's factual, we can, it's gonna be ascertained one way or the other. Bob, any more final comments?
No, I'm, you know, made my point is, you know, sometimes, depending on the person, they may feel intimidated, you know, they don't wanna go through any retribution or anything, so, you know.
But
they
like
kinda-
even if you look at our town government, like if we have somebody complain against another person, they have to do that and be known who it is, we don't let anybody do that anonymously.
Employment is a different situation, I think, I don't think you can generalize across the board, but.
I just wanted to give it some thought. 'cause
Yeah, understood.
I didn't think about it when I was in the last meeting, and when I drove home, I thought about it, I'm like, oh, that's anonymous, that could happen all over town.
Oh, right.
You know, I just,
But there's some areas too where people have one near them, but they probably don't see it, or who don't care, you
Sort
know.
of blinders. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take it to me then. I have one more alibi on the, on Woody sent us a thing, regarding, we have some turnover at the transfer station, I'll say that to the public too. That if you wanna have a part-time job doing some transfer station work, the pay is not the highest, it's not the lowest either.
But the hours are short.
The hours are short, yeah. And, it's not terribly smelly in the wintertime, it's just a little cold, and in the summertime, you have to deal with a little bit of everything. But it's an opportunity to do some part-time work, that we're always looking for some volunteers who'd like to have a little second job. And, I put that out to the public, if they're interested in getting a second job. Yes, sir.
Is there an age limit?
Not really.
You might wanna,
I think as well, you have to,
I think it's 18.
have to be
no, 18, I thought you meant on the other
Minimum
side.
18,
I'm getting that.
I thought you meant on the other side.
People watching this might wanna.
Okay, yeah, 18 is the,
Yeah, cause they have to be able to use the equipment if necessary.
not all the equipment.
No, I'm saying they have to be of legal age to work with his equipment in case they
Correct.
have to touch the
Correct.
equipment, they cannot touch it if they're 17 or 16, you know.
But the thing is, the employees who are leaving, I just wanna say congratulations to them, because they sought out and they have jobs with benefits and they're full-time jobs, so it's a good thing for the departing employees. And they did give us notice, so I'm very happy about that. Okay, I'm gonna lean any last items from the town administrator?
No.
Chairman, I'm open for you.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:26.